Good evening. Before I get started, I hope you had an opportunity to look at our art display out here, our students in the high school, and all the artwork that has been displayed over in our VA and in the hallways here. You know, we're really fortunate to have Mrs. Zemek here and helping share the arts. We're also very fortunate this year with the arts in the elementary school to have music for the first time in years in Shenandoah, which we hope continues to inspire our kids to follow through with music in the secondary as we have our band here. Welcome to our highly anticipated high school band and percussion concert. Tonight, we are in for a treat as we witness the incredible talents of our dedicated musicians who have tirelessly fine-tuning their skills to bring you an evening of unforgettable performances. As Aretha Franklin famously said, if you want respect, you have to earn it. And let me tell you, our band and percussion ensemble have certainly earned every ounce of respect through their hard work, dedication, and passion for music. These musicians have poured their hearts and souls into perfecting their craft, and tonight, we get to reap the fruits of their labor. But before we dive into the symphony of sounds that await us, let's take a moment to appreciate the camaraderie and spirit of the band members. They're a bit like family. You got your brass section bringing the brassiness. Your woodwinds blowing us away with their elegance, and let's not forget the percussionists who march to a beat of their own drum, quite literally. Now I must warn you, tonight's performance may cause some serious toe tapping, head bobbing, and perhaps even a spontaneous urge to break out into dance. But hey, that's just a sign of a good music doing its magic. So sit back, relax, and perhaps be dazzled by the musical prowess of our high school band and percussion ensemble. Get ready to groove, get ready to feel the rhythm in your bones, and most importantly, get ready to have a whole lot of fun. At this time, I want to turn it over to our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. John Shana.
At this time, if you're able, please stand for our Star Spangled Banner.
Composer Richard Saucedo said, "One of my dreams has always been to be a pilot. As a pilot, you join the ranks of those less bound to conventional limits on time, distance, and personal freedom. You take off to wide open skies in any direction on the compass. But more than that, it's freedom as you've never known it, far from the commonplace. Finally, being a pilot symbolizes individualism and self-reliance. You are in control and you make the choices. There's nothing like the experience of flight, except possibly the experience of music. And I hope the enthusiasm of both can be found in this piece. We hope you enjoy Into the Clouds."
There are certain songs within the band repertory that are timeless classics, songs that students will always remember. Frank Edrickson certainly achieved such status with his Air for Band. With deceptively simple looking on the page, this piece requires high levels of focus and musical sensitivity to truly capture the simple elegance of the piece. The music in this piece gives musicians the ability to breathe life and emotion into slow and lyrical writing. First published in 1956, this work has withstood the critical test of time. We hope you enjoy Frank Edrickson's Air for Band.
A three-movement suite written in the early English folk song style, this piece came into being as a result of the composer's fascination with an old 10th century couplet. There's no quite Chumley as the Jolly Arrow Chumley. The resulting three compositions, the Jolly Arrow of Chumley Air for Eventide and the Thieves of Wembley, are in the early English folk song style and are designed to capture the mood of the peasants and their life on the fiefs of Wembley Castle.
This piece by Chris Brown features different parts of the bucket drum. Bucket drums are newer percussion instruments you can buy at any hardware store. We hope you enjoy the sounds of plastic surgery.
Composer Bill Callahan wrote this piece in honor of his formal music teacher. His teacher, Mr. Tolman, inspired him to go into a music career. We hope you enjoy this beautiful piece in a quiet place.
This time, we would like to present some senior band awards and recognize all our senior band musicians. That is the wrong folks. Look for the one that's labeled band award. The first award is the Thomas F. Dorsey Jr. and James F. Dorsey Memorial Band Award, and this is for valued service, dedication, and musicianship to the Shenandoah Valley High School Band Program. It's dedicated in loving memory of Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey, famous big band leaders from Shenandoah, PA. And this goes to Jesus Paniagua Perez. Next is the Edward J. McDermott Spirit and Pride Memorial Band Award, dedicated in loving memory of Edward J. McDermott, Director of Bands from 1937 to 1975. You heard that right, 38 years at Shenandoah Valley. And this is awarded to Jacob Coolbaugh. Next is the Shenandoah Valley Blue Devil Band Marching Award for outstanding commitment to the Shenandoah Valley Blue Devil Marching Band, and this is awarded to Gavin Gadinas. Next is the Woody Herman Jazz Award in recognition of outstanding achievements in the field of jazz as demonstrated through superior musicianship, character, and individual creativity. The Woody Herman Jazz Award is hereby presented to Gavin Gadinas. Next is the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award in recognition of outstanding achievements in the field of jazz as demonstrated through superior musicianship, character, and individual creativity. The Louis Armstrong Jazz Award is hereby presented to Jesus Paniagua Perez. Last but not least, the John Philip Sousa Band Award in recognition of outstanding achievement and interest in instrumental music for singular merit in loyalty and cooperation and for displaying these high qualities of conduct that school instrumental music requires. The John Philip Sousa Band Award is hereby presented to Jesus Paniagua Perez. I would like to thank a lot of people for making this night possible. First of all, our Shenandoah Valley School District Board of Education, Mr. Brian Waite, our superintendent, Mr. John Brennan, our high school principal, and Mr. Chris Conroy, our high school assistant principal. We have awesome administration in both the elementary and the high school here at Shenandoah Valley that truly supports a well-rounded music education. So how about a nice hand for our administration? I would also like to thank Mr. Bob Udinsky, who is the SB Public Relations Director, retired teacher, celebrating 50 years of service to Shenandoah Valley School District, Mr. Bob Udinsky. I'd like to also thank our faculty. That makes it very fun to work here. We have such a great faculty with great rapport, allows us to borrow students as well as different coaches. Many of our faculty members are coaches as well in the different sports. I would also like to call out specifically our art teacher, Mrs. Jennifer Zemick, for putting together the wonderful art show in the lobby and the VA. So a nice hand for Mrs. Zemick. Also, Also, thank you to Mr. Lakashunas and his custodial staff for all their work in allowing us to move things. The stage gets used a lot. I know tomorrow kindergarten is up here practicing for their graduation, so it never ends. So thank you to our custodial staff as well. You can clap, yeah. I'd also like to thank our Shenandoah Valley Band Boosters. Without them, this would not be possible. They allow for the extra help and support that is needed for this band to run. So I'd like to thank specifically our treasurer, Mrs. Gina Miscannon, and our president, Miss Megan Cantwell. Thank you. I'd also like to thank you all for being here as members of the community. Some of you are Shenandoah Valley Band alumni. It's always great to have you back. And in a couple years, we'll be celebrating 100 years of instrumental music because the band was founded in 1927. So give it a few more years and we'll have a big blowout celebration for that. So thank you to all our alumni band members. I'd also like to thank my family for putting up with me throughout the year. Thank you, Mom and Dad, and my brother Jake, my sister Alyssa. I would also like to thank my band staff who are standing right behind me. It's great. We have Mr. Chris Cercelli, longtime assistant here at Shenandoah. And our elementary music teacher, who does elementary music and band and chorus and put on an excellent concert on Tuesday, Miss Brittany Bidding. I'd also like to thank Mr. Bob Nowak, our percussion instructor, who gives extra time with the band, as well as Mr. Joe Swartz, who's not here this evening, but did a lot of work for our marching band season, and our flag instructors, Mrs. Gina Miscannon and Miss Jennifer Selby. Thank you. If you do look in your program, we do have some upcoming events. Our jazz band will be competing tomorrow at the North Schuylkill Jazz Festival right over the hill here, starting at 6 p.m. We perform at 7:30. The marching band will perform at Heritage Day on Saturday at 10 a.m. The marching band will perform the national anthem at the Reading Phillies on May 24th, and that's kind of our reward trip as well. And then May 27th, the marching band will travel to Summit Hill for the Memorial Day Parade, and finally, the concert band will perform at graduation on May 31st. But other than that, there's nothing else going on, I promise. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the students in the band who are awesome to work with every single day. Thank you for allowing your children, your family members to be in this band. So how about all our band members stand up? Some of them are giving me this hand, which means I'm talking too much. So we're going to move on to our final tune, and Victoria's going to introduce that.
Valley Forge was composed by American march writer Carl King in 1943. The march is dedicated to the historic Valley Forge encampment, which served as the winter quarters for the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. King's composition captures the spirit of resilience and determination associated with this pivotal movement in American history. We hope you enjoy Valley Forge March.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night.